Hello, I'm Sebastian Siwes. This is my first video, and I would like to talk about change of mind, as in how you perceive yourself and how changing that perception can affect you. So, for some context, a a year back actually, I felt kind of like shit. Like, I felt terrible about myself. And, I just didn't really feel happy almost any of the time. It just got really bad and I didn't feel any good and didn't feel good at all. And, one day, my dad, you know, I get into a fight with him and he tells me to come into the living room, and then he he says this speech to me, and it moved me. It changed how I thought, and I realized wasn't like how I used to be. I was a lot different before entering high school, before, you know, being fucked up. And so that made me think, and I started to change how I thought about myself. And I started thinking myself as less of just a terrible person who doesn't amount to much, and just saw myself as I just thought of myself as I can be better, but I'm happy now. And that evolved, and, you know, but the thing is just that the idea that you can just change your perception and change how you think about yourself can really, for me, it really changed how I felt. I felt happier. Like, you know, like I'm not the worst. I felt like I just felt better. So, yeah, like, because perception is really weird when you think about it, because you can just trick yourself into anything by just how it's perceived by you. And it's just kind of thought provoking. It's just weird to think back then that, think back on the fact that I thought of myself as shit, so I felt a lot like shit. All I could really think about was just all the bad stuff I've done and all the shitty stuff, all the bad decisions I can make. But now I think of myself as the decisions I could have made and the decisions I have made. And I start to think that, I could have done this better, but I'm happy that I did this. I'm just, I've perceived myself as more human, and I feel more human. I feel like I can make mistakes and do right things and learn. And that's just, I feel like more people need to know about this. So, if you feel like shit, if you're going through something, then this might not be the best advice, but it's advice I want to give to you. And that's that if you change how you see yourself, you might be able to change how you feel about how you are, and you might feel better. So, this was my first video. Thank you. Love you.